What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, two legends call out Canelo Alvarez. Two Hall of Famers, two icons. Marco Antonio Barrera and Juan Manuel Marquez. Marquez, who happen to be my all-time favorite top three fighters in boxing history. With that said, Juan Manuel Marquez and Marco Antonio Barrera, they were doing an interview with undefeated two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer, David Benavidez. David Benavidez is 27 wins, no losses, no draws. 23 wins by way of knockout. He's 26 years of age, 6'2" with a 75-inch arm reach. He got the biggest challenge of his career coming up November 25th. And he's going to face off against undefeated two-division world champion, superstar boxer, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is undefeated fighter. Demetrius Andrade is a two-division world champion. He's a southpaw. He's slick. He has power. He's big. He's 6 feet tall with a 74-inch arm reach. He's the biggest challenge that David Benavidez has ever faced. So, with that said, they held an interview, right, for the fight. And they said that they're rooting. They told David Benavidez, we're rooting for you to beat Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, who is 32 wins, no losses, no draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. He's 35 years of age. We're rooting for you to beat Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, and we're rooting for you to get the fight with four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as one of the faces, if not the face of the sport of boxing, is Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez is 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He is the undisputed super middleweight world champion. He's 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Now, many people are going to look at this a plethora of different ways. There's going to be people that says that Marco Antonio Barrera and Juan Manuel Marquez are Hall of Famers, legends, icons, right? They're jealous of Canelo Alvarez, right? Because they never got the fame. Juan Manuel Marquez is a 4-division champion. He retired 56 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, 40 wins by way of knockout. A 4-division world champion, okay? That's Juan Manuel Marquez. And Marco Antonio Barrera, I believe, is a 3-division world champion, right? And he retired. He's a Hall of Famer. 67 wins, 7 losses, no draws, 44 wins by way of knockout. One time in his career, he was knocked out, okay? He was nicknamed the Babyface Assassin. That's Marco Antonio Barrera. They never reached the height in their career of Canelo Alvarez as far as stardom goes, right? They never made the money that Canelo Alvarez made. They never did the pay-per-views. Now, Marquez did fight in a massive pay-per-view fight with Floyd Mayweather, but he lost drastically. The same way Canelo Alvarez fought Floyd Mayweather and he lost. The difference is Marquez lost to Floyd Mayweather. He was already a Hall of Famer. He was already a legend. And people said that Marquez was just too small for Floyd Mayweather. And he was already older. His career was already set in stone. When Canelo fought and lost to Floyd Mayweather, Canelo was only 23. Now he had 40 fights. He had 5 title defenses and a unification bout. But he still had plenty more time to recover from the Floyd Mayweather loss. Marquez came back and he had that drastic knockout victory over Manny Pacquiao. He brutally knocked out Manny Pacquiao. That was his signature win. And he sailed off into the sunset after that. But when he lost every single round to Floyd Mayweather, Canelo lost every single round to Floyd Mayweather, they went on different trajectories. Marquez kind of plateaued, then he got the Pacquiao fight and brutally knocked him out. That's the highlight of his career. Canelo Alvarez started to make a name for himself, and Floyd Mayweather beating Canelo Alvarez, just fighting Canelo Alvarez, co-signed Canelo Alvarez into a different light, into a different conversation. He became a household name. He started to become the face of boxing with his fights. And then he built up mega fights, win, lose, or draw. 2 fights later, I thought he arguably lost to Erislandy Lara, but it could go either way. And then he had the Triple G fights that did millions of pay-per-views. He started doing $30 million a fight, making $30 million a fight plus, right? So he stamped himself. And many people confuse his stardom, his popularity, with his greatness. And people say that he's the greatest Mexican fighter in history. I personally don't believe that, but everybody is welcome to their own opinion, right? And so many people feel like Canelo Alvarez is the greatest Mexican fighter, not because of the fights in the ring alone, but because of what he does outside the sport of boxing. The money he makes, you know, with his endorsements, the money he makes in the fights, it's never been seen before. So he is definitely opening new doors, doing different things, right? He's setting a trend, right? He's the most popular, I believe, Mexican fighter. Arguably, Julio Cesar Chavez is the only one that globally rivals Canelo Alvarez's name. You know, there's great legends like that fought. Eric Morales, Barrera, right? Salvador Sanchez, to me, is the greatest Mexican fighter ever. But Salvador Sanchez, unfortunately, met his demise extremely early in his life. Marquez, Barrera, Morales, they never reached this status. Julio Cesar Chavez reached a massive status, but he never earned the money and was the pay-per-view superstar Canelo Alvarez is. So Canelo Alvarez's popularity it just trumps theirs. And I think that they feel a certain kind of way. And then Canelo Alvarez's choices of opponents, right? He picks and chooses. He strategically chooses his opponents, and they're not in favor of that because they fought any and everybody. Now, was that a mistake that they possibly made? Possibly. But Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Salvador Sanchez, Eric Morales, they fought each other. They fought anybody and everybody. Canelo Alvarez strategically picks and chooses his opponents. And then when Canelo Alvarez made the comment that he didn't want to fight any more Mexican fighters, that was like a black eye to them. I don't think he ever recovered in their eyes when he made that comment, because they pride themselves on having these Mexican showdowns, these great Mexican blood and guts warrior type of fights. They pride themselves on that. So when he made that statement that he don't want to compete against other Mexican fighters, and then he's strategically moving around David Benavidez, they're not in favor of that. They don't like that at all. And when David Benavidez was the champion twice, now he got stripped of the World Boxing Council, better known as the WBC title, due to recreational entertainment use. You know what I'm talking about. As he was partying, he tested positive. Now, which I don't understand how now the WBC has a clean boxing program, but that's not well, I guess you can look at it as performance enhancer, right? It's a pick-me-up. So I guess it's a performance enhancer in a sense. But he wasn't fighting. Then he came back. He regained the belt, won the belt again. Then he lost it on the scale during the global pandemic, where there wasn't no gyms open, where there was, you know, no fans in the stadium, in the crowd. There was no fans. There was no crowd. And he missed weight. And they stripped him of the belt again. They stripped him of the title again. And Canelo Alvarez saw an opportunity. He saw an opening, and he took it. And he fought for the vacant belt that David Benavidez was stripped of. And then he fought, unified the belts, and he became undisputed as super middleweight in under a calendar year. But he did so strategically around David Benavidez. And David Benavidez was considered the best fighter in his division. The big fight in 168 was was David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. And then Canelo Alvarez swooped in, fought Caleb Plant for undisputed, knocked him out in the 11th round. And then David Benavidez became his mandatory. He was considered the best fighter in the division. And Canelo Alvarez is strategically maneuvering around him, saying he sees no reason to fight David Benavidez, that David Benavidez hasn't done anything. And that's not sitting well with these legends. They're not happy about that at all whatsoever. And so they want to see David Benavidez fight Canelo Alvarez, and they want to see him lose. They want to see David Benavidez beat Canelo Alvarez. And David Benavidez ain't even fully Mexican. He's Mexican and Ecuadorian, right? And he identifies as Mexican and Ecuadorian. So, with that said, man, we got to see how this unfolds. Hopefully, David Benavidez, if he beats Demetrius Andrade, I'm not saying hopefully he beats Demetrius Andrade. I'm saying if he beats Demetrius Andrade, hopefully we get the Canelo Alvarez fight. Canelo Alvarez signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder and advisor Al Heyman, to which David Benavidez is over there as well. This fight should be easy to make. So Canelo Alvarez historically fights on Mexican Independence Day weekend, second week in September, and he also fights on Cinco de Mayo, the first week in May. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Thought that was interesting, man. They don't like these legends. The Mexican legends don't like Canelo Alvarez. They just don't like Canelo Alvarez. Some people going to say it's jealousy because they never reached the status and the money that he reached. But others are going to say it's the pride that they have in fighting in everybody, win, lose, or draw. And they don't like the way he maneuvers around, strategically choosing his opponents. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all in one word. So all I got for y'all, I'm gone. Peace.